I don't know. I've got nothing. I'm bored. So, there you go. So, welcome to the Saturday Night Strike. I have no topics tonight, like always. I hardly ever have topics anyway, so what's the point? There you go. So there's the link out there for people to jump in. Unlike a certain pin that keeps on snobbing me, makes me feel sad. Almost as bad as, some other individuals, but we won't say names. So, yeah, what's going on? This thing on? Let's see. Okay, we got Kingpin out there. We got G23 asking what this is. Apparently, he was supposed to do a show tonight, and because he scored ammo, he wasn't doing a show tonight, as far as I know. Unless he says he is going to do a show. Oh, man. I don't know if we should even broach that topic. Kingpin, if you want to talk about that, you got to jump in here and talk about that, because I'm not going to broach that topic. Because people say they don't like certain things on pizza, which I don't mind. I think it tastes good. So, Yes, it is. It certainly is. And Scott, if you're here, then that means, you're bored too. So, congratulations, Scott. So, Kingpin, if you want to talk about it, you jump in. But I'm not going to respond to it, up there in the chat. So. Dun-da-da. Dun-da-da. Uh-oh. Foss is here.
Well, I'm going to jump out and jump back in. I'll be right back.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry.
Joe Zawala's out there. What's going on, Joe? Hello, Gun Loving Grandpa. Again, anyone that wants to jump in, there is a link out there. Again, for anyone that wants to jump in and talk, I don't mind. Come in, talk about guns. Come in, talk about food. Talk about tech. Hell, if you want to talk about retro video games, I don't care. I don't care. As long as it's PG-13, anything is okay. And watch, we'll get into that R rating after that, because somebody jumps in and swears like a sailor. So, I fully expect that. So, I'm not gonna argue. So, we've got NY Outcast says don't talk about food. He's probably already eaten. He doesn't want to get hungry again. I understand. Though he is as skinny as a stick, so I don't see what the problem is. No. But anyways, Foss is back. He finally got his situation fixed.
Yeah, I forgot. I have to switch browsers.
Well, all you have to do to get your avatar to show up is just enter your email address into your profile when you jump into a chat. That'll do it.
Well, I know, but it's set up on one browser, and for the other browser, I do for set up for something else. So I just got to remember to use this browser for this one and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I know. So I finally got around to getting all the Cosmoline off of the winter trigger on my M1.
How long did it take you to lick it off?
I used paint thinner, mineral spirits. Paint thinner with mineral spirits, and then I just used lots and lots of boiling hot water. I got it all off. And then I doused it in, CLP, GunTube CLP. Go to store.guntube.org to get some. Yes, I'm going to plug that. Damn it.
For all your lubrication needs, both professional and personal.
Yes, exactly. Wait, what? I think I didn't hear that right. So, Defense Dad, are you happy now?
Hey, dude, I was just giving you a hard time, but cool.
You always give me a hard time. What's the difference?
I always give everybody a hard time as part of my charm.
That's what you call it. That's charm. What you call it.
What I got?
Charm.
I tell everybody, dude, 90% of what comes out of my mouth is just smart-ass comments.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm upping the ante. So take that.
Well, there we go. No, I just saw the G23 put a video. He's able to score 400 rounds of 9, so I'm going to guess they're shooting tonight.
Well, G23 is going to do what he wants. And he says he can throw up a chat if people want to. But, G23, I've already started to one up, so what's it matter? At this point, just jumping into this one.
Yeah, just make it a BS night, basically.
Jump into this one. Well, that's every night on my channel, so what's it matter?
That's true. Hell, I just walked in the door from work, so.
I mean, the only time I actually have structure on my chats is when I do the roundtable discussions on Tuesday nights. Okay, yeah. That's the only time I have structure, and that's the only time I feel like doing structure. I mean, and occasionally I do video. I do actual produce videos, but I don't hardly edit them because I really hate editing. It is a pain in my ass. You know what? The most I can get as far as editing is adding an intro to the video and an outro, and that's it. Because honestly, I don't care. Make fun of me. I don't care. I'm gonna get made fun of either way. So why don't you just make fun of me in my videos? It's fine. I've given up at this point.
I really like editing. All the fiddly parts, and there's a starting and there's an ending. I'm just never happy with how it comes out.
Yeah, I really like it too. I think it's just kind of fun to play with the software and just see what you can do.
Yeah, well, I don't like it, so there you go. All right. Let's see. Who's out there? Kingpin's commenting.
Technically, everybody's out there.
Yeah, well, there's at least 16 viewers. So, guys, if you're out there watching, go ahead and comment. Let us know you're there.
I tried to get P11 in, but he's got stuff he's doing tonight.
Yeah, P11's always busy.
Yeah.
He's always busy when he's not breaking your new guns. Oh, we got to take that and run with it. I'm sorry, but we need to take that and run with it. As get the most enjoyment out of that we can. They broke your gun.
If I'm being real honest, that was just unfortunate timing. I had just got done shooting it, and then that thing would have done it as soon as I changed the mag, but I hadn't changed the mag yet.
Yeah. I know, but still, the fact that it happened when he was shooting it, golden.
Yeah, much easier to blame somebody else.
Yeah.
Guns and Barbecue is here. So, what did you barbecue this weekend, Guns and Barbecue? Anything?
Absolutely nothing.
You know, you're not living up to your name.
I know, I'm sticking to that guns part more than anything.
Oh God, moo butts out there. Watch out. So,
But no, I've got a party to barbecue for next weekend, so I'll be making up for it.
all right, parties. So yeah, I got the Cosmoline off of the Winter Trigger, put it on the M1, and people say don't put it on the M1 because it's basically it makes it a hair trigger, and I'm like, well, if I don't put ammo in it and just leave it on the gun, it just looks pretty, right?
As long as you keep it pointed in a safe direction, which doesn't matter.
If it's empty, it doesn't matter.
Well, how hard does it take on and off? Like, do you plan on shooting this gun for quite a bit, or is it just getting more for a display piece?
It's a service grade. It's a rat grade,
Right?
A special rat grade. It's not pretty. So it's a shooter.
Well, I was just saying, like, do you plan on shooting a lot, or is it a real pain to take that Winter Trigger on and off?
No, it's not. It just clips on.
Well, also, what the hell's the difference?
I don't know.
Put it on, take it off, shoot it. Do whatever you want to do with it.
I mean, it just clips on with a spring on it, and then if you just pull it out, it's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So apparently Kingpin is talking about some ammo.
No, he was looking at a couple items, and he said he was going to let me know about it tonight, but what he went to look at got sold out, I guess.
Yeah. Baby Yodas are a protected species. You cannot eat them, Mo. And you don't want to deal with any Mandos.
Man, I still want to see what happens. Someone put a video out if they use the Baby Yoda bobbleheads as targets. I wonder if the heads would shoot straight up in the air.
I'm just wondering if the Baby Yoda uses the Force to stop and to make the droid blow up.
There you go.
Because remember, he looked. That happened. He looked at his hand. He's like, "Did I do that?" Then the Mandalorian shows up behind him.
I've never seen the show.
Yeah, well, out of what they're doing with Star Wars right now, I think the Mandalorian is probably the best that's come out of Star Wars other than Rogue One.
I loved Rogue One.
Rogue One, I would say, they could not made any of those other sequels. What is it? 7, 8, 9. They could not have made any of those and just made Rogue One, and I would have been happy.
Yes. Han Solo was trash.
I have liked Han Solo. It wasn't good though. Hey, Defense Dad, turn the page off. Let's just do this. There we go. If he jumps out, okay, he jumps out. But yeah, I did not like. I liked Han Solo a little bit, but not much. Because I'm not saying that the guy they got didn't look like him a little bit. He did.
He's no Harrison Ford.
He's no Harrison Ford. It's just the storyline. They had Woody Harrelson. They could have done so much more.
He was the best part of the movie.
They could have done so much more with that.
Yeah, then the Proto Rebellion being the girl. It was just stupid.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Was I robot or what happened?
Oh, look. Yankees live. Again. He goes live every freaking night these days.
So do you.
just Tuesdays
Bazinga.
Thursdays and Fridays. Oh, just tonight. This isn't going to be a normal thing.
Sorry if my connection was making noise. It was doing something weird. I had to hop back out and get back in.
So,
But yeah, I won't pay for the service so I can watch it.
there's other ways to watch it. I'm just saying.
I know.
I won't tell you how, but I could email you off air.
No, I know. I already know. But I will pay if Disney Plus puts Song of the South on.
We watch it quite a bit, but I've got an 11-year-old. It's kind of nice to watch that rather than some of the stuff she likes to watch.
I mean, I like watching all the Marvel stuff, and that's on Disney Plus as well. So
yep.
I mean, now if I want to watch all the DC stuff, I have to watch it on HBO because they got rid of the Hero channel or the DC channel.
Yeah, most of the DC stuff sucks though.
No, some of it's good. Doom Patrol was really good.
Oh, I'm just talking about. Is that an animated or what is that?
No, that was live action.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. The guy who's one of the characters in Doom Patrol was played by that guy who was in The Mummy. What was his name?
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, him.
Oh, so is it like a takeoff of like one of the Dune series, or what is it?
It's Doom Patrol. Basically, it's some of the B characters in DC, Beast Boy, who was part of the Teen Titans. He was in the Doom Patrol first.
You're saying Doom DOOM, not Dune DUN.
Yes, Doom.
Okay, sorry.
Doom, not Dune.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, I like DC comics. I like Marvel comics. I even like some of those other independent comics. Like for a long time, I really liked Dark Horse comics because they did all the Star Wars stuff back in the day, and they did really good stuff.
When I say DC stuff, I'm talking about like their movies lately because they are nowhere near as good as the Marvel.
No. The movies with DC are garbage. Half of the series they do that are live action are hit or miss Tuesday nights, 9:00. But some of them, the good ones, usually me and Matt talk about usually.
Yeah.
Like, I like the newer Flash. I don't mind. I like it. But, Supergirl, that's social justice bullshit. No, thank you.
Yeah.
The Arrow, that was good. That's good.
Yeah.
And the Crisis stuff was pretty good too. There was one episode where they had Constantine with them, and they visited Lucifer on one world, which ended up being the Lucifer from that TV series that Netflix got the rights to. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the devil owed him a favor. So, and if you don't know anything about Constantine, there was a movie about him at one point. Oh, yeah. There's been long-running comics about him. He's just some dude who just started, who got into magic. And, I would say he's like a magic detective, more or less. And he's a bit of an ass. No, actually, I take that back. He's a lot of an ass.
That movie with Keanu Reeves with Constantine was kind of an underrated movie too.
It was. I mean, I'm not saying Keanu Reeves didn't do a good job. He did a good job. He played the guy perfectly because the guy's total asshole in the series or in the comics. But the issue is that I liked the recent take where they made him more British than the old American style. So, the TV series they did, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought that actor did a good job. I don't think they gave the series enough. They only gave him like 1 or 2 seasons, and then occasional appearances on Crisis and whatnot, and that's great. But we needed more Constantine.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was never too into comic books, so I'll take your word for it. But I liked the show.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I spent most of my time either doing stupid stuff with bikes or cars or building something or playing with pocket knives and that kind of crap.
Kingpin says the best the best comic villain from DC is Muriel Bowser. Is that a DC? A DC? No, I think you're. I mean, Detective Comics DC, not Washington DC.
Hey, we got a mystery guest.
Oh boy, who is it?
Yo.
Oh, Scott's actually jumped in. You know,
Just to annoy you.
so what else is new?
Well, not much.
I mean, hell, you do that every day on Discord. It doesn't matter. Now, not that I'm bitter or anything.
No, it doesn't sound like. Hey, you should be
No.
happy I'm keeping your cousin with his job.
Yeah, I'm sure. Hey, that's his thing. You know, we can't talk about that on air because it'll get him in trouble. So we won't go there. We won't go there. But yeah.
I didn't say what company it was.
No. Nope. So I have to ask: did you get a dagger yet?
No, but I am enjoying a sunfish.
What's that?
Sea Dog Sunfish. Good beer.
Okay, it's a beer. All right. Never heard of that one.
Yeah, I don't know if they have it down south.
They might not. I mean, you know, if I want a youngling, I could always go to the store and get a youngling because they got cases of it.
I have to go to Mass for that because they don't distribute to New Hampshire.
So that's awful.
Well, with their new partnership, they probably will be now.
Oh.
They
Here's
partnered
hoping.
with Coors. Now they're going to be distributing it west of the Mississippi.
Ozzy's out there saying bark at the moon, so, you know, woof. I don't think that's what he meant, but there you go. No. Ellis isn't doing anything tonight, so he's on his own. He's either working or he's doing whatever the hell he does. Like, I don't bother him much.
Hey, if it makes any.
Well, what? That's Scott's internet's giving us problems.
Yeah. Anybody pick up anything cool this weekend?
Picked up a bacon cheeseburger.
Hopefully it was warm, not cool.
Actually, something interesting happened this week. Today, I went by by where they're building the new Popeyes, and apparently it's open now. Not to get into a food chat, but, you know, if I wanted to go to Popeyes, I had to go all the way into downtown Charleston for that. And now they've got one, you know, here in town. So that's interesting.
Yeah, Popeyes is pretty good, man. I like their chicken better than KFC.
Last time I had Popeyes, it had probably 12-inch pieces of hair baked into it.
Well, you know, you went to the wrong one.
Although don't bother with their mac and cheese. It tastes like ass.
Yeah, I like crawdads. I don't know if they have them, though.
Oh, I told Kingpin to jump on, but he said he's got Jason's got his wrestling chat at 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern? Well, then we'll stop at 9 Eastern. Because I'm not going on for that long tonight, so.
Oh, dude, I just was fully giving you a hard time about going on. I was driving home and I saw that, but yeah, it's cool that you started just at least just to shoot the crap a little bit.
Yep.
It's okay, Night Strike. It happens to everybody.
Yeah, comes in waves. So I did not know, but apparently I have to grease my M1. So, anybody have any experience with greasing an M1 Garand?
Not a.
Nope.
Voss.
No. I've
Okay.
never seen one up close.
I'm sure
Never
there's a
seen one up
YouTube
close.
video on it.
There is, but I don't really want to take Brownell's word for it, It's not to say I don't want to buy it from them, but I just don't want to take their word for it.
Oh, I got my Steyr back today from the gunsmith.
Oh, and how did it go?
It's kind of missing the front compensator.
Is that intended or that unintended?
Oh, that's intended because it blew up on the first round out of it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, you might want to get that looked at.
I did. I had brought it back to the gun shop I bought it from, and they sent it out to their gunsmith to yank the comp off it because it's a weird one. It's a Dutch contract M95. But here's the kicker. It's not the straight pull M95. It's a turn bolt. And it's been rechambered for 303 British. Which is actually kind of cool.
Awesome.
But no, I'm waiting on headspace gauges for my AK-74. That too.
Ooh.
Yeah. Took it out, put 180 rounds to it. I picked up a couple. I noticed a couple of them were cratered, and then I picked up a couple more, and I saw two that were pierced. It's like, oh, shit.
Oh.
But it does look pretty now, at least. Now that I got that damn thumbhole stock off it. Now I just need to track down one or two more parts that are annoying me. Damn Romanians. Can't make anything easy. Well, I need to find the front sight block off a Ames 74. If I want to be able to mount a 74 style brake on it. Because they did something funky with the barrel.
What's wrong with it? Is it bent?
No, the barrel's fine, but it's the diameter of the barrel.
Ooh.
Muzzle brake up from a Bulgarian and stick it on there.
Yeah, that's the problem with the 74s. Not all of them were built to spec.
No.
Now, if we're talking 47s, all 47s were built to spec because they told everyone to build it to spec.
Well, minus the Yugos.
But by the 70s, Soviet Union was yeah, they weren't doing so hot.
You're mentioning getting your gun back to the gunsmith, so I was checking to see where Taurus was with my G3C, and now it usually was in firearm derived status, but now it says nothing.
It
That's
says
not a
you're out of luck. You're out of luck.
You have to send something back to Taurus?
Yeah, for about the last month, it said it was the step 1 of the review, and it said it was fire armor ride, but now it doesn't show anything.
Well, it's one of two things. Either it's going to be sitting there for another month, or they may have moved it along and just haven't updated it.
Hopefully that's it, because I kind of like to get the thing back at some point, so I can sell it. I don't know. Maybe just me, man. It was supposed to be part of my carry rotation, but when it breaks less than 200 rounds in, I don't really trust it.
Yeah. I wouldn't really trust that.
Nope.
Oh, you could be like by
What was that?
what's going on?
Is that my connection or his connection being bad?
I think that might be it.
Oh, okay.
It's broken.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And he's back.
No, you could be like me and bought a 365 XL and have basically all the bluing of the barrel stripped off after like 200 rounds.
Really? See, here's the thing, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I know everybody's all gung-ho about the P365s. I've shot every single variant of them at different range days. They're not my thing, I guess.
Have you shot the XL?
What's that?
Have you shot the XL?
Yep, I've shot every single variant of it, and they're not bad. That's why I prefer the P938 if I'm going to get a pig of that size.
Yeah, you prefer the P938. I prefer the 320 just because I have a 320 and I like it. That's why I got it. I mean, and I got the 320 in 40 just specifically so I could swap out for 357 SIG because it's just a barrel swap.
I've shot all the P320s too, and I don't know, maybe I'm, other than the P938, P238, maybe I'm just not a SIG fan. I love the F5 Legion, though, I will say that.
I think you're SIGist. You are a SIGist.
I don't have to like what everybody else likes, man. People give me crap about my German guns, but
I mean, you're SIGist where I'm Glockist, so it's okay.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of Glocks, but I tell you what, if I'm going to buy a Glock, it's going to be a Glock 17. So I shot 2 of those, and I shoot accurate with them. I don't know what it is, but the stock triggers on the smaller ones, the compact ones, they slap my trigger finger.
Yeah, if I'm going to get a Glock, it's going to be a 17 as well because it's the original.
17 or a 34?
I don't like the 34s.
I think they're kind of neat looking.
I like the 33s.
But if I'm using a full-size range gun, it's going to be the PPQ match steel frame.
I'm not a Glock fan, so by any stretch of means. So, I mean, if I'm going to get one, I'll probably get a 17 or I'll get a 17 knockoff from an 80% receiver or something.
I just, I don't. It's not like I hate them, but when you pay $500 plus for a gun and you're going to spend money to get it the way you want to, well, then I would just rather buy an HK or a Walther. But that's just me. I'm not dogging on anybody who likes them.
I didn't want to like Glocks, and then I rented a 48 from the Rage, and I don't know, I was kind of impressed with what it was, and now I have a G20, and I love that. It's the gun I shoot the best.
Uh-oh, Scott, your camera's on.
Yeah. No, I was trying to do it through the web. I had to go to the app.
Cameras are verboten on Night Strike's channel.
No, you can use a camera if you like. It's just some people I don't want to be on camera. So I just remind them just so they know. Because some people have complained that I didn't tell them their camera was on.
Yeah, it gets on my nerves when people like dog on guns. Like it's just like you can not like something, but just because you don't like something doesn't mean everybody else has to not like it.
No, I mean if you like what you like, that's fine. I don't care. You like what you like, I'll like what I like, and Scott will like what he likes.
I'll
Yeah,
dog on guns that have pissed me off.
Or blown up in your hands.
Or blown up in my hands.
Yeah.
Or made by seriously incompetent gun makers.
Which, on that note, Scott, I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you
it
have to open
it
your
wasn't
hands?
even like a scary thing. It was just like, what the frig just happened? Oh, crap.
What was it?
It was a compensator. Pinned and pinned and welded basically. That the Malaysians put on. That when I looked at the grain of the metal,
it did not match.
It looked like it was made from pot steel.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky that that it just blew up the compensator and it didn't blow up your hands. Because I see what happens to somebody's hands when a round blows up in the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not pretty. So. But yeah,
that's why I'm not shooting the 74 anymore till I find out what the heck is going on with it.
Yeah. But I'm not a Glock fan. But honestly, if I did get a Glock, it would be a 17. I'd like to get a Gen 1, but those are pretty rare, so I'll get whatever generation is newest, or I'll just build one of those 80% receivers.
What, you haven't seen the new ones?
No, I have not seen the new ones yet. Have they released new Glock 17s?
They released retro 17s, Gen 1 style.
Let me ask you, are they at like the Brownells retro price?
They're not bad. They're right in the normal Glock, like just slightly higher than normal Glock price.
So $700.
No, I think they were under 700.
No, I'll just get the parts and I'll just build a 17 for like $400.
But around my area, they're not selling Glocks for 700 either. They're in the mid fives.
Yeah. I kind of want to make one out of an 80%er.
Well, you get better ergonomics with the Palmer 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to build one of those just because I'm a DIY guy. Like if I was gonna build if I was gonna get a Gen 3 Glock, I'd probably build that, or just wait for the dagger if it ever like magically appears with all the unicorns it's hanging out with.
Oh no, that did release. I did see those listed on the site, and then
but they sold out
after a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everything
I'm just saying,
does like that.
Yeah. I'm just saying if I'm going to get like a Gen 3 Glock, which isn't something I'm like really searching for, I'd rather spend $300 to get the PSA version. But I'll wait if it ever comes out like where you can get it on a regular basis. But I'll wait a year, let people work the bugs out of them first.
There you go. I mean, I got lucky when I got my AKV9.
Right.
I could stop harassing Travis P11 for his.
Vanessa Kitty says Glocks are above 700 where she's at.
I've shot Travis's. That's fun, but I wasn't prepared for the trigger yet. It caught me off guard, so I did like a 5-round burst of full auto. And our range does not allow rapid fire. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get kicked out for this. It's got a really light trigger on it. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, I may have accidentally bump fired it once at the range, not meaning to.
Yeah, I
was not meaning to do that.
I'm used to my mil-spec triggers on my ARs, and I popped that, and I wasn't holding it the way I should, as tight as I should, and all of a sudden,
well,
our range has pretty strict rules about no rapid fire. You can do a double tap, and there's got to be audible, separation between those, or else you get in trouble.
I mean, just because the sheriff's department is across the street from my house does not mean that I'm still not going to still bump fire in my backyard.
When they come over, show them your belt loop.
I will. And if they ask if I have a registration for it, I'm just going to say, well, ask Levi's. Oh wait. These are these are that other company. Never mind.
Hell, I still need to get that APX out to the range. I've had that thing for 4 days and haven't fired around through it.
You haven't shot that yet?
No, we went out shooting yesterday morning before work, but we spent more time over at the rifle range. And then by the time I had to get going and get ready for work.
Oh my god!
I played with at my local shop. It was a sporterized Norwegian Krag that had the most ridiculous freaking trigger in it. It's got to be a 1.5 pound trigger,
Mm.
and it's been rechambered to 8mm.
Why?
I don't know why they did the 8mm. Probably because it was common cheap ammo for them at the time.
I mean, if you're gonna rechamber a Krag, rechamber it for like 30-06.
Yeah, I still haven't shot my Peruvian Mauser yet.
I mean, I know you said it was Norwegian, so that the reason why they probably rechambered it just for be what you call it, European.
That's possible.
Now, that's the only reason why they chamber that.
Shit's about to get
I think it was done here.
Uh-oh, it's gonna become veteran chat. Watch out.
It's not going to become veteran chat. I heard rechambering an 8mm Mauser, and I was in.
Okay, well, Scott said that he got a sporterized Norwegian Krag, and somebody rechambered it for.
I didn't buy it. I played with it.
He played with one, and it was rechambered in 8mm.
Well, yeah, the Krag is virtually worthless in its base format. I think I've seen one. I know I've seen one in 8mm Mauser before. Did they convert the firing pin on it and everything too?
I didn't look that close at it, but the sales guy said, try the trigger. And it was probably a 1.5 pound trigger.
Huh.
It was hair trigger light. It's like,
That's
holy
crazy.
Jesus.
Crazy.
If it was an 8mm Krag, then they probably converted it from the original round, which was what 8mm
8x5.8.
Yeah, 8x5.8.
Well, my local shops started putting out all his milsurp stuff. He bought a collection last year, like 700 milsurps.
Yikes! I tell you what, dude. I don't know if I would shoot a Krag because that's a black powder rifle in 8mm. It feels like it would probably pop it.
No. The Krag rifle, at least the Springfield Krag, was the first center fire rifle adopted by the United States military.
The early cartridge, or if we're talking about the 8x56R Krag, was black powder, wasn't it? That started out as a black powder cartridge.
Yeah, but the 3040 wasn't black powder.
No, but you can shoot the Swiss, the funky Swiss, the 1889.
Yeah.
You can shoot out of that, and that was a black powder gun to start with.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the pressure differences. The 8mm Mauser's something like, God, it's up and around 44,000 or something like that. Hang on, I gotta look it up.
308 pressure range.
Actually, the Swedish variant of the Krag, the 6.5 by 55, that was also smokeless powder.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean,
yeah,
they had 5 of those sitting there today.
44,000 is the load for a Krag in 8x56R, and then go ahead.
But 8x58R is also smokeless powder. So I don't know where you're getting the black powder from.
I thought that the early Krags were black powder loads.
They were not. No.
Okay.
They were all because the Krag just started the whole thing because it came out before the Mauser did. The Krag was the first to use centerfire cartridges.
Well, there are black powder centerfire cartridges, though.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing it, but these were the first ones that the United States military adopted, and even some European that adopted were smokeless. So that's the whole reason
I'm trying to think why I think this thing used to be a black powder cartridge. There's some reason for that. Okay. So it was resized from Mosin Nagant ammo. And
I think your pager's going.
that's not
No,
me.
that's the timer.
Oh, it's timer, not a pager. It sounded like a pager. I've heard pagers like that before.
I was gonna say, who in the hell draws a pager these days?
No,
Nurses
that tells
and doctors.
me my DiGiorno pizza is not quite done, actually.
Yeah, my knowledge of this cartridge is completely backwards. So,
I mean,
what you said.
I know a little bit about Krags because I'm still trying to find like an original one or a sporterized one.
There you go. It was the
What is there out
replacement for
there?
the 8x50 Mannlicher, which is what was the
Yeah.
original black powder cartridge. The 8x50 and the 8x52. This was the one that you're exactly right that came after that. Okay.
Yeah.
God, wow. That would still be pretty crazy because that's
See, I was right, and I know that doesn't happen that often.
You were very right because 8mm
I mean,
Mauser's crazy high pressure compared to that. It's 7.62 by 51 pressures, I think, or even up to 308.
Yeah, I mean, with the Krag, I don't see why you couldn't rechamber if you can't find 3040. I don't see why you couldn't rechamber it for 30-06.
I don't know what the pressures are on 30-06. They're not as bad as 308 though, are they?
No, but it's up there.
Yeah,
it is up there. So just use light loads.
I'm saying 7.62 by 51, so I have to pull the pressures up on it again. I've got a couple of what you call them, not Lithgows, but infield conversions by the Indians. Why am I crazy?
I don't know, but the maximum pressure CIP says is 58,000 for 30-06, whereas Sammy says it's 60,000.
I'd go with Sammy just to be on the safe side.
Always go with Sammy.
Sammy says 60,000, but if it's 60,000, if you just rechamber the barrel, that would be fine.
Yeah,
because remember the explosion happens in the barrel and the chamber. It doesn't happen specifically in the actual receiver itself.
The pressure happens in the cartridge case, though, and that's important too when we're determining, because chambers are only designed to handle so much of that pressure. Isopor is what I'm thinking of. So those are running our 7.62 by 51, which has a much lower chamber pressure than the 308. So you could rechamber a Krag in 7.62 by 51, and that's a readily available modern cartridge. Not that 8mm Mauser isn't. I still would be afraid, though, to run 8mm Mauser. Not for my safety, but rather the weapon.
I'm just saying, rechambering, 3040, or changing out the barrel would be easier than than trying to go with 308, because the cartridges, I think the Krag cartridge is just a little bit longer than 30-06, just a little bit. So, it would be all right. At least that's my understanding. I might be wrong. So if I'm wrong, anybody correct me, go ahead. I don't mind being wrong.
Well, we converted Mosin Nagants to use 30-06. So, I mean, there's no reason it wouldn't work as long as you have a good rifle.
No, I think the 30-06 is a little longer than the Krag.
Somebody's got measurements for it somewhere.
I'm trying to find a comparison for the bullets, but I'm not finding them. Because there's not a lot of pictures of Krag round next to 30-06.
Surely somebody did that on Google.
Well,
I'm looking.
I recently joined a certain old gun lovers Discord.
Oh, who?
Othias.
Oh, you joined Othias. Oh, congratulations.
I had questions about my Enfield.
Which one? What do you got?
It's a #1 Mark III Star grenade
year?
firing model.
Which one?
Grenade firing model.
Ah, okay. Well, you'll never get the wood off of that. So
I can. I just
Yeah.
have to redo it.
Right. So what's your question about it? I'm curious.
Oh, I had a question on the markings on it because
Ah.
where it should have said the manufacturer, it was
Uh-huh.
scrubbed
Really?
on the wrist.
Yeah. Okay, so my question, still 303 British, right?
303 Brit.
Okay.
It's got the reinforced lug. It's got the copper wrap.
Okay. So
But
nothing
it's got
nothing weird other than that, but it's scrubbed all the way. Does it have any markings front of the chamber or on the
There's
chamber
just
on the left side?
there's just a star on the right side.
Okay. So hang on, let me get my grenade firing model out.
Remember, you can't show it on air.
I'm not showing anything. So
And it's got some stamps on the receiver.
it's got some stamps on the receiver. Does it have a stamp on the chamber itself that says is like an N with an upward caret and a 7?
Let me look here.
Yeah, tell me what the markings look like.
Oh, I know this is a rebuild.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. I bet they scrubbed it intending to stamp it again and didn't do it.
As far as I can see in the little semi cutout on top of the barrel, it's literally just a star in the lower right corner.
Okay. So I bet you they were going to restamp that rifle.
It's got the stupid little, on the left side of the receiver, it's got the little flag stamp,
Uh-huh.
the crown, a GRI, and some other stamp that I can't really make out. And on the wrist of the stock, it says #1 Mark III Star FR, so it's a rebuild.
Yep.
And that's it. Like, it should say the manufacturer and everything on the right side of but it's completely scrubbed. It's actually a really nice shooter.
Well, is there anything stamped on the bolt?
I'm not seeing anything on the bolt. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the bolt at all.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting. I'd love some pictures of that. I'm going to throw my email address in here.
Well, I'm assuming it's an Ishapur rebuild.
It is. It's a rebuild of some kind. I just don't know why they didn't finish the rebuild.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm guessing it's Ishapur because of the black paint.
Oh, we found a picture. Well, I've seen that one. That's just the Krag round.
Is that 3040 Krag?
Down, if you go, is it the page that I put in? If you go down, it's got a picture of it with the 30-06.
Where? I'm not seeing it.
It's
I see that.
Down the page.
It's longer, and the neck's in an entirely different place. You can definitely see the influence of the 7.62 by 54 Romeo there. I wonder if you could take a 303 British up to that.
I would think.
Yeah. That.
Okay, so the Krag is shorter than the 30-06.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that if you just replace the barrel, if you rebarrel
a bigger chamber,
a Krag and give it a bigger chamber, then you could probably shoot 30-06 in a Krag easily.
Wait, what? Am I missing something, or what the hell are you guys looking at? All I see is you guys' avatars.
He's not screen sharing it.
I'm not screen sharing right now.
Looking on YouTube.
Yeah, here. Here, I'll screen share because people are complaining. It's fine.
Well, I'm not complaining. I didn't say you guys were actually looking at something. I was trying to figure out what you're talking about.
That picture right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Video for your video has been turned off to save bandwidth.
If this isn't big enough for you, then open image, a new tab. There we go. Here. There. Is that large enough for you?
That's just a hair bit longer.
It's just a hair longer. You know, the Krag is on the right. That's the Krag round, the 30-40, and the left is 30-06, which basically they put in the 1903 Springfield, which replaced the Krag.
Who needs tight headspace?
Let's not even get into headspace right now.
Who needs a Krag when you have a 1917?
Yeah. An A2.
I got a sporterized one I picked up for $200.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? I love to reassemble infields.
Well, my problem is you can't do anything with it to remilitarize it. They milled the rear sight off.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh,
yes, they did. That's why I got it so cheap.
I picked up. Let's see. I got 2 long branches the other day, and and a number 4 Mark II that had been sporterized. I've got stocks coming for them, but both of the long branches had all the metal bits, and I had some extra parts for the number 4 Mark II.
Scott, technically, you could get a rear sight and have a gunsmith weld it on.
Yep,
it's not worth the amount of work to do it.
And that's what I was getting at. I mean, you know, if you really want that rear sight on there, you can get a surplus rear sight.
You can get the ladder for it, but without the base that was milled off, you're screwed.
You can. I'm pretty sure you could find.
I've looked. I've looked.
Have you looked for some demilled rifles that have the have it on the base?
No,
look for
that
DP.
Would be your only option.
Yeah, look for drill purpose rifles.
Yeah, and just have the gunsmith take it off of that one, and then put it on yours.
I buy up $100 drill purpose rifles for parts all the time.
Yeah, but again, as you said, it's not at that point it's not worth the money unless you're invested into it.
Yeah, the front sight's gone. They put it in a Monte Carlo. It actually is in a really nice feeling stock.
Oh, cool.
Probably done in the 50s, maybe 60s.
Yeah.
I bought it as a shooter.
Yeah, heck yeah, man.
I mean, hey, if you're happy with it, do whatever you want with it.
It's got some nice Lyman peep sights on it.
Yeah, I don't do anything but shoot my remilled infields, and because they're worthless. Modern firearms communities don't appreciate that at all. If the gun is not pristine and 100 years old and directly from the factory, there's it's not like a car where you go out and you restore a car, right, and it's in great shape now and it can be used again for another 60 years. They treat rifles that people have remilled like they're an aborted fetus. It's crazy.
Well, it's no different than when you get a 91 TS Cacao.
Yeah.
And it's got so much dirt and grime on the wood stock that when you handle it, the black shit comes off on your hands.
Yeah.
And then you post pictures after you hit it with some quadruple zero steel wool and some denatured alcohol to get all that grime and shit off. The Milsurp people fucking lost it. They lost it.
Dude, I still treat my stocks the same way the armors treated their stocks. I still get linseed oil after my rifles once a month. And that was the instructions for it. And people just curse me. They're like, you've ruined the value of the rifle.
That's exactly what they said. I'm like, I ruined the value on a $250 rifle.
Well, on my M1, it's got a CMP stock, so it doesn't matter at that point.
Well, and it's not like it really matters anyway. I'm advocating for people to stop being crazy about this. Taking care of a weapon, properly maintaining a weapon. I'm not talking about restoring it. I'm not talking about, going through a process, but cleaning it and properly caring for it is not, in my book, destroying the historic value of the weapon. That weapon in 1943 would have been maintained that way. And just because somebody didn't take proper care of it for 20 or 30 years doesn't mean that it's suddenly, when you start taking care of it properly, it shouldn't be worth something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, it's like Mark Novak says, do the maintenance.
Yeah. Well, and then the other day, there was a guy on one of the infield forums, and he was showing his rifle off that had quote-unquote kill markers on it. I was like, dude, that's Bubba Jones. That was some 16-year-old's rifle, came over with a pocket knife. There's nobody in the world, no rifle would have gone through the Royal Armory with kill markers on the stock and not gotten a new stock.
Actually, if you saw my Chinese SKS, it's got kill marks on it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have gone through the Royal Armory, so it wouldn't have been an issue there.
No, it went through the Chinese Communist Armory, so they didn't care.
Right.
Again, that gun is so shit. I love that gun and I hate it at the same time.
There's a local fella here that bear hunts with one of those.
Let me guess, you got the 5-round magazine for it.
I did not ask.
I really wanted.
It's like, do you have the 5-round fixed magazine for it?
My local had one of the Siamese Mausers.
In
8x52 rims.
Yes.
It was beautiful. It's basically a Type 38 Arisaka. Except none of the freaking parts interchange.
Clovertack is saying, have you seen the infield he has with the engraving on the inside? Makes me wonder if that was inside for a reason and legit.
Well, in Clover, I would probably say yes. And so remember that the British soldiers had to turn their rifles in, and the armor went over their rifles top to bottom once a month. And so, the only way you could have snuck by something like that would have been to actually hide it. But a lot of that stuff, like 9 times out of 10, when you get somebody talking about a war marking on a British-made rifle, it's not real, because they literally went top to bottom on those rifles. They took them apart completely. They cleaned them. They did the stocks on them. They took really high quality care of them. And then after the war, before they were shelved, a lot of them went through a complete restoration process.
He's saying it has the name Odell carved inside it, and that was not the name of the old timer who brought it back.
Yeah, that probably not.
Yes, the British rifles were property of the crown, just like the colonies were at one point.
Yep, that's right. And so I always, like I said, I get on those forums and I listen to those guys going on about their, this is a blah 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 blah. And, it has real markings on it, but then they show these marks and they're like, and here are some kill markings, and I'm like, yep, that's Bubba. Those are Bubba deer markings.
And for the longest time, the Brits were still kind of butthurt and angry at us for breaking away from England. You notice that? If you look at history, even after the War of 1812, up until like World War I, they were pretty salty at us.
They still had plans to reinvade the U.S. up to World War I.
And then World War I came around, and they needed someone to buy supplies from. We're like, we'll sell you supplies. And they're like, okay, you guys are okay. And they're like, yeah, we could really use your help over here. And we're like, okay, we got this war.
Let me tell you what, I'm listening to our modern politics, and I just shake my head when people scream how racist we are. The fact that we don't have Japanese servants is a pretty good indication of the malevolence of the American. The fact that we completely destroyed nations and rebuilt them from the ground up is a pretty good indication that we're nowhere near the forces on Germany. Yes, and hey, listen, man. When the Berlin Wall fell, my grandparents cried, because in their minds, the most evil race of people that ever existed on the earth had just been freed again. And at first, when I heard them say that, I was horrified. And then it occurred to me, they had watched the Germans. When the Berlin Wall fell, they were horrified that East and West Germany was being reunited. They watched the Germans try to destroy the world twice. So for them, it wasn't a miracle. It was the horror that Germany might reunite and start another world war again.
See, the difference between that, Germany at that point and Germany before the war is Germany didn't have American bases inside of it before the wars.
dude, we again for a person that we have an entirely different perspective on the German people than people who survived 2 world wars with them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
My grandmother was only my grandmother. She's still around, and she was only around for the Second World War. She wasn't old enough for the first. My grandfather was born during the First World War, so
Yeah.
he's born. Well, he's born before 2 years before the war started. Okay, and his eldest brother went to World War I and came back and continued to farm on the family farm.
Oh yeah.
Well. And according to what my grandfather is, his eldest brother was like, yeah, I saw action. Yeah, it was fine. Apparently he wasn't fazed by it at all because, well, he, a West Virginian, I guess.
Well, everybody has different levels of tolerance for that type of thing.
Depends on where he was too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. And then you have to also understand, so there's a very common misconception is that everybody who goes off to war comes back damaged forever. There are people whose faith taught them that what they're doing was good, and there were also people whose did not have a tolerance for that type of thing, and so everybody
the psychopaths.
But it was odd because I asked my grandfather about his brother that went to World War I, and he said his brother was always sounded so proud that he had been able to go to join the army and fight for the country.
Good for him.
And you know what? That kind of attitude, we need that attitude again. We need people to be proud of their country. They don't have to be nationalists, okay? They just need to be proud of America.
Well, we're probably going to have to do this the ugly way, unfortunately.
That's what makes me sad.
Yeah, it makes me sad too.
Now, Medic, I'm speaking from a civilian perspective, looking, inside from out. I understand it's different when you're inside as opposed to looking at it from the outside.
Well, I don't think I hear a lot of people talk about that this is going to be the way to heal America. I've heard way too many people talk about a civil war and not be horrified by the concept of what they're saying. And that blows my mind. You don't even want to know how mixed your neighborhood is. You know what I mean?
The U.S. is the most spoiled country in the world.
Yeah,
it is. It is, unfortunately. So, I'm afraid that no matter what happens, in this next election, even if Trump wins, we may not still be down the road for another civil war, anyways.
I would be super shocked if Trump wins and happy as a pig in mud. But they've 67 total postal workers have been arrested so far?
Yeah.
67 total postal workers have been arrested so far. Think about that number.
That's why I plan on voting in person.
Yep.
So do I.
I'll be doing the same.
I mean, so. But anyway, so I think we're going to call it and get the hell out of Dodge. I'll let us go on for at least another 20 or 30 minutes. So there you go. You got some extra Saturday Night Strike and some extra Milsurp chat. So
yeah, it's got me pulling my infields out of the safe.
Yeah, and with that, I think we're gonna call it a night. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging with us and talking with us, and we'll see you Tuesday night. So take it easy.
Be safe.
Bye.
Later.
How do I turn this damn thing off?